Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Friday, October the 15th market update. On the economic front, the consumer price index was up 0.1%, and retail sales were up 0.6%, ex-autos up 0.4%. So those were two bad numbers. They were all right. Consumer sentiment came in a little light. It was at 67.9. Estimate was for 69, but market held up pretty well. And then we had the Treasury budget, which came in at a minus 34.5 billion. This is for September. Estimate was for minus 32 billion. So we're ending the fiscal year 2010 in debt by 1.29 trillion dollars, which is equal to 8.9% of GDP, which is actually an improvement over last year's 1.42 trillion in debt, and we were at 10% of GDP. So believe it or not, we're making headway on our debt. On deck for on deck for Monday, Treasury International Capital will be at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, industrial production at 9:15 Eastern Time, and housing market index at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So, of course, next week, Monday, all eyes will be on Apple's earnings after the market closes. Today, the dollar, copper were up, gold, silver, and oil were down. So over here at the dollar, nice little pop, lots of volume behind it in the dollar. It's had quite a fall. It was kind of due for a bounce. West Texas Intermediate Crude Point Figure Chart, we're still stuck in here, which we're still holding up fine. And same with crude. We got a bullish price objective of 91 per the point figure chart. It calculates it. I don't. It's a stockcharts.com. And let's go take a look at the Dow. Dow closed down 31 points to 11,062. S&P closed up 2 points to 1176, and Nasdaq closed up 33 points to 2468. Russell closed down 1 point to 703. Nasdaq had the larger percent gain, up 1.37%. The Dow was the weakest, down 0.29%. Lots of volume today, actually. The volume in the indice ETFs, the ones I look at, like the Qs, the SPY, the Diamonds, the IWM, etc., they were up. We had volume was up 30% above daily average volume today, and the Diamonds actually had the highest volume, and it was actually up 58% above average daily volume. So that was lots of volume today. So looking at the Dow, still holding up, still holding the 11,000. Still looks fine here. We're consolidating. We might have another pattern like this where we consolidate and break higher. I don't know. It'll all be about poly earnings and various economic news that comes out. We're still looking good for now. S&P, we were in this little channel up, and you can see that we keep closing above this, just barely closing above this top line of the uptrend channel line. So again, it's holding up well also. Over to the Nasdaq. Nasdaq just seemed like it just wants to go higher and higher. Of course, Google had a lot to do with that today, as well as Apple. So, and then the Russell. Oh, I forgot. They've got problems on my data feed on profit charts with Russell. So I guess we won't be looking at Russell right now. I guess I could go over to the Thinkorswim charts, but Russell's holding up fine too. I mean, it was only down by a point, so it's at 703. All right, so I think this chart might be right, but I don't know. There's something going on with their data feed for Russell on the profit charts. So let's take a look at gold. So GLD, pretty heavy volume here on this. Didn't move down much, but pretty heavy volume. Had a lot of volume here on this outside bearish reversal that we went ahead and took out pretty much immediately afterwards. Didn't take long. Silver. Same thing here. Quite a bit of volume behind the selling today, but again, we had that outside bearish reversal and just everybody took it a chance to get it down just a little bit, went in there and grabbed some, I guess. So keeps pushing it higher. Still looking good. Copper keeps hanging in there, still going. We had this lots of selling here, and it's we're just keep going. So I think there's been some distribution there, but so far so good. Still looks good. Volatility index lost another 4.28% today, and there's not a lot of volatility out there right now. Started off like there was early in the morning, and then you see it pulled all the way back. Looking at the Euro ETF FXE, There's some selling here too, but we weren't down that much. It's 0.69%, so a little pullback. And again, it's been on this huge run, of course, opposite of the dollar, and it's kind of due maybe for a little pullback. Let's see what else. Let's look at the XLF. We were watching this ascending type. Well, actually, it was a double bottom, I guess, pattern. Whoops, I need to take that out of there. It was this looked like double bottom in the financials, and of course all this mortgage stuff comes out, and there they go back down again. So they're pretty oversold right now, but and we'll talk about that here in a minute. And let's go over and look at the McClellan oscillator. This is the NYSE McClellan. So we are minus 1.86. So we're still very neutral. Overbought's up in here, oversold is here. So we definitely have more room to upside. Let's look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's higher, still 22, but still, we go sideways so much in this market. We've had so many consolidations, and then we move up and stuff that the McClellan, I'm not sure how useful it is right now, because I've been looking at some of the RSIs a little closer on the like the SPY or the SPX and the NASDAQ, etc. Because McClellan, I'm not sure we're getting very good readings out of it right now. Not how useful it is. So let's go take a look at the sectors. So 10 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. The internet index had the largest percent gain for the second day in a row. It was up 8.94%. It wasn't up that much 2 days in a row, but it had the largest percent gain 2 days in a row. And the bank index was the weakest for the third day in a row, down 2.37%. So these banks, they could go lower, but if you like to, try to catch bounces and do a little scalping, these banks got to be setting up right for it. In fact, I think some traders did buy some there near the close just to see if get a bounce on Monday, because 3 days now they've been beating the heck out of these banks. All right. So of course I usually do a chart watch. On Fridays I don't. I will post my weekly watch list on Sunday evening. Let's go take a look at some more point and figure charts here. And of course I'll jump over here to we follow the current market signals here, point and figure charts, on the home page here of the website. So of course all are on a buy. These are current price objectives calculated per the point and figure. It's based on the patterns. So of course still no change there. So here's the S&P, here's the bullish price objective here, and we're currently right there. So looking good. Let's go look at the Dow. Dow, as you can see, we're right at, we've been up here before. We've hit. So of course this is a way spread out here, but this was back in the May time frame. So we are up against some resistance per the point figure here that we've been here before. We've hit, went down, hit, and of course that's when we've started falling. So we're back around those levels again on the Dow. NASDAQ. NASDAQ, bullish price objective. We're pretty much just, we've been on this run, put in another new box today. I guess you could say we are up around we've touched here and here, and of course we broke down went on a sell signal here. So we're up around. It could be some little resistance here, but still looks good. Then the Russell price objective, we're hanging out here right now. It looks good as well. We've been on these big runs, and I don't know. We'll see what happens next week, but so far so good. Seems like every time there's a little bit of a pullback and some weakness, the market, they're taking advantage of trying to buy stocks they're wanting in. That works for me. Alrighty, so that is it for today, and thanks for watching.